Hi everyone, so this is our second video for factorization of quadratics. In the first video we looked at quadratics that had only positive signs in it. Now we're going to look at where we have negative signs in the mix. I really encourage that you look at the first video, so the factorization of quadratics part 1, before you look at this, right? Alright, so we're going to factorize 3x squared plus 10x minus 8. Again, first things first, we're going to list out what is our a, b, and our c. Remember, a is the number before the x squared, b is the number before the x, and c is the number by itself that doesn't have a letter attached to it. So a is 3, b is 10, and c is negative 8. Then your next step is to go ahead and you multiply a times c. A times c is minus 24. So before, when we multiply a times c, we got a positive number, but now we have a negative number, minus 24, negative 24. So just like before, we're going to list the factors of 24. Forget the negative sign for now. The factors of 24 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. And because it's a negative number, we're just going to repeat those numbers by putting the negative signs in front of them, right? So it's just the same numbers with the negative sign in front of them. By mistake, I put, I have negative 5 there. Negative 5 shouldn't be there. My apologies. So now we're going to choose two factors. Again, this is the tricky part. How do we choose two factors? I remember I showed you a little method, right? So to choose two factors, we have to get the value of a times c, which is negative 24. But we must also get the sum, which is what? The sum is b, which is 8. Sorry, which is 10, right? So let's choose two numbers. Firstly, we might have several options. Two numbers that will give us negative. When we multiply, we'll get negative 24. Well, I'm going to choose, so the possibilities would be 1 times 24 will give me 24. What else will give me 24? 6 by 4 will give me 24. What else? We could do 12 by 2. Right? Let's just use that for now. We're going to go back and see if we can have any other options, right? So let's use the 12 and the 2, or we could use the 1 and the 24, right? So one number has to be negative, right? Because it's negative 24 you want to get, right? So let's choose the negative by the 24. So 1 times negative 24 is negative 24. That works. And then 1, which is really 1 minus 24, that gives us minus 23. That does not work. We want positive 10. Let's try 12 and 2. Alright, so we try in 12 and 2, but again, one number needs to be negative, so let's try 12 and negative 2. So 12 times negative 2 will give me negative 24. And then 12 plus minus 2. Again, a plus and a minus is a minus, so we get 12 minus 2, which gives me the 10. So you see it works out nicely right away there, right? We have the minus 24 when we multiply the two numbers, and when we add the two numbers, we get 10. So we are going to use minus 2 and 12. So again, you're just going to replace the plus 10. You're going to replace the plus 10 here with the two numbers we choose, which is the minus 2 and the positive 12. So 3x squared minus 2x plus 12x minus 8. Pair them off. Right away, you could have written 12x squared plus 12x minus 2x minus 8. It's fine. Totally fine. You could do it either way. Same answer you'll get. So again, here your common thing is x. We pull out x. X times 3x will give me 3x squared minus x by 2 will give me the 2x. Then plus 4 by 3x, we'll pull out 4 because 12 and 8, 4 is the highest number that can go into both 12 and 8. So 4 by 3x gives me the 12x, and then 4 by the negative 2 will give me the negative 8. And you see you have the same thing repeated in the brackets here. So our answer would be 3x minus 2, and then x plus 2. Remember, you put what's on the outside after the negative, right? And yeah, that's it. Again, I know it's a little bit tricky, but just getting the hang of practicing, right? You will get it. So we're doing one more question together. So let's see what we get, right? So let's start with as a, b, and c. So a is the number before the x squared, which is 2. B is the number before the x, which is minus 14, and C is the number by itself, which is positive 20 alone, correct. Now we're going to multiply A times C. A times C is 2 times 20, which is 40. Now we are going to, remember, we want to choose two numbers, so when we multiply them, we get positive 40. And when we add them, we need to get minus 14. So, a little bit tricky. I forgot to list the factors. So the factors of 40 would be 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, and 40. Yes. Now, the factors of 40 are, those are the factors that we listed out. Now we want to multiply them. We want to get 40. The two numbers that we choose when we multiply, we get 40. When we add them, we're going to get minus 14. You see how we get minus 14? That means either one number is negative or two numbers are negative, right? Again, we need to play around with our numbers. Now, first, let's just use what gave us 40. 1 and 40 give us 40. Cool. 5 and 8 will give us 40. We can choose 4 and 10 will give us 40 as well. Or 20 and 2. Now, it's a little bit difficult. Sometimes you can just see it. You know that if you use 1 and 40, whether you add or subtract that, you're not going to get minus 14. Same thing with 5 and 8. 5 and 8. Even if I add that, that's what? 13, right? If you add or subtract that, you will never get minus 14. However, if you look at the 4 and the 10, somehow, well, 10 plus 4 is 14, right? So 10 and using 10 and 4, you're going to get 10 by 4 will give me 40. 1 minus 40. I can't use one. If I use one negative number here, this is going to change this to negative 40. But I want positive 40. That means I need to have two negative numbers in order to have that negative 40, right? Sorry, then that positive 40. And then from here, negative 10 plus minus 4 would give you minus 10 minus 4, which is at minus 14. So you see how we get that there, right? And now I'll just change the color of the pen so it doesn't look too green. And we're going to replace our b value now with the two numbers we choose. So 2x squared minus 14x minus 4x minus 10x plus 20. And now we're going to factorize, pay them off. 2x squared minus 4x, I could pull out 2, and then I pull out the lower power letter, which is x. So 2x by x will give me back x squared, minus 2x by just 2 will give me back 4x, minus 10x plus 20, I could pull out 10, right? And now 10 by x will give me back 10x, and 10 by 2 will give me back 20. But you see this sign in the middle here? I can't put back positive, I need to put back negative, because minus 10 multiplied by minus 2 will give me back positive 20. Seeing it? And the same thing in the two brackets. Remember, that's the goal, right? So my final answer will be x minus 2, the repeated bracket, and then what's on the outside? 2x minus 10. Right? These things on the outside here. Again, I know this could be very difficult. It's all about practice, practice, practice. The signs could get confusing. I will do the next method. But again, in next method, so it's easy to get mixed up with these signs, right? And there'll also be another video with just doing practice some questions. And just look out for that, right? But again, just practice, practice, practice. You could open any textbook. Look for under algebra, look for factorization of quadratics. Try some questions, right? And the only way to get it is really to practice, right? It will be hard at first for some people, but that's natural, right? So I'll see you all in my next video.